I don't think that there is an or between the making money and doing good. I think the two things absolutely go together. And I think it's by doing the right thing that you create a business which is successful. And because, again, I come back to this phrase that we want to transform the lives of the community, not just of our customers, or not just of our shareholders, or not just of our staff, but society in general. You start with the purpose, and then that drives you down the right direction. That I believe businesses need to move away from simply writing checks to embedding philanthropy into their operations. Now, the Sustainable Development Goal does give us a lens through which to look at our business and the role of businesses in society. I think it was Paul Polman who says that businesses can never succeed in societies which are failing. And that is what I think gives us the responsibility for contributing towards the upliftment of society. I don't believe that businesses have been very constructive in shaping policy. It's the relationship between businesses and governments have been one which is laden with self-interest. So businesses have very seldom lobbied governments to deal with human rights issues or child rights issues or the rights of women. They invariably try to persuade governments for tax breaks and tax concessions. And I think that has to change, because businesses have a critical leadership role to play in the world today. And unless they take that responsibility seriously, we will continue to have a growing deficit of trust between the citizens and leaders. Leaders not just in terms of political leaders and governmental leaders, but also business leaders. I don't believe that the citizens trust businesses the way they should do, and the reason for that is because businesses haven't taken their role seriously. They tend to believe that if you just do a little bit of check writing, a little bit of CSR, then it's okay, and I think it's far from okay. I think we have a more critical role to play in influencing policy and influencing policy for the betterment of society. The role of leadership is often misused. And when smaller or younger companies or younger people look to leaders, we don't always set them the right example. And because Safaricom is one of the biggest companies in the region, we can either use or misuse that. We can abuse it. And we've chosen to use it more constructively. And we hope that by conducting the way that we have done over the past 15 years, we are setting a good example for smaller companies. But also because we are a successful company in terms of shareholder value, in terms of profitability, in terms of all those traditional metrics, we perform reasonably well. We think that hopefully others will try to emulate us, and not just emulate us in chasing the numbers, but emulate us in understanding the motivation behind why we do what we do, and then can see the link between what we do and the results that we achieve. I think one of the bigger challenges that the leaders tend to have is, how do you say no? How do you decide which ones not to do? But what generally drives my decisions is the purpose. And because we state our purpose, and I state my personal purpose very clearly, that tends to inform which ones you say yes to and which ones you say no. But what's also very important is to get a very strong team in the business, so that the business doesn't rely on one person. I have a fantastic team in Safaricom, and that helps me. And this is something which I've learned from people like Paul Polman. That helps me to run a reasonably efficient business. It's about time that other companies come off the fence, for sure, because there's not a question of either or. The fact of the matter is that if you are running a business and you want that business to be sustainable and you want that business to be around in 20, 30, 40, 100 years from now, you have to do what you can to make sure that you have an equal, just society. Because without justice and equality, your business will go nowhere, and you have a role to play in contributing to that.